still recording already, Xylo.
All right, 3, 2,
Wait, really?
1. Yeah, of course, ready. Why? Come on, Richie, we gotta hurry this up so we can finish getting our role plays recorded. Anyway, welcome to Talking Roleplay. Wait, no, this is a Squadcast.
Wait, that's
wrong
Squadcast.
Squadcast.
The one time
Squadcast.
it's coming back.
Yep.
Time.
We're uncancelled, guys. But we are here with 4 members of the Pinky Squad to talk about the roleplays that we spend most of our time doing. This is Minecraft roleplays, epic story elements, where we try to do silly things, epic things, and, well, whatever Richie does these days, so.
Yeah, can we hurry this up? I got a recording in like 15 minutes.
We all do. That's the best part about this. Like, me and Mev got one scheduled right after this to finish.
Yep.
Nice.
Oh, man.
Today I gotta do 2. So
I'm working on a thumbnail as we do this. It's great.
Yep.
we never stop grinding.
Yeah, so.
Yeah.
I know.
But obviously we don't do any Minecraft on the Pinky Squad channel itself, but we all do Minecraft on our own personal channels, and we have all, I'd say, dabbled in the world of Minecraft roleplays. So I'd say we all have good, opinions on it,
Quite
things
some
we
dabbling,
like.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, a little dabbing. But not
No, it's
the-
completely
not the-
different, completely different.
Yeah, okay, yeah, we're not dabbing in Minecraft roleplay.
No, Richie, no,
Richie.
stop. Richie,
Richie.
you're going too far.
Well, hold on, someone edit that out. Richie, you're editing this one, right? Darn it!
Oh, I'm keeping that one in then.
So what do you
Yeah.
think is a good place to start when we're talking about roleplays?
generally we just talk about this stuff anyway and just go on and on and on. So how about we start off with people just bringing up what their favorite roleplay they've done or someone else has done and why it's their favorite, and then that'll stem into, the beautiful things. Richie, you're first.
Man, I just love my Pixelmon Trapped roleplay.
I don't even know what that is.
We'll get to that concept a little later in the discussion.
No, definitely SAO. SAO for sure. Probably the biggest one we did. It was me, Mev, and Tiger. It took us a long time to finish that series in the end. Yeah, Xylo was in it. Hannah made an appearance. We had fully voice acted. It was there was one fully cinematic episode, which was episode 7.
Wow.
But there was a nice mix between cinematics and just normal, which I think had a good balance and a good character dynamic. The story was really well written, and I think we did a good job on that. And I do give a lot of props to Tiger as well, because he came up with a lot of the solid ideas in the story.
Yeah, he did.
He was
come
good
up
at
with a lot of the cool ways of tying it into the actual anime and actual story and stuff. And yeah, I would say that one is probably one of my favorites too. I know you're gonna list others, but I figure I might as well jump in on that because it's also one of my favorites. And I'd say we learned a lot about doing role plays when we did that role play. We got a lot better and a lot of
you guys took that one really seriously too. So you're able
a lot
to
of
see
little
the differences,
tricks. I think that's where I learned learned the wonders of Optifine Zoom and how those shots. And that's when I
you were so into that. Just
changed that
framing.
But a lot. Yeah, I think we all walked away from that one extremely proud of what we had done.
Yeah, and we got a lot of love from that one, which was good because we put a lot of work into it. So getting a lot of love that was big, and I like the way we kind of tied it into the real show and how our story made so much sense.
Yeah, I like when a story can tie
show.
it into the real thing it's based off of, but doesn't depend on it.
Yeah.
Stuff similar to our Star Wars series, for example. That has a lot of similar elements because occasionally the other characters make a quick cameo or something, but then we just go off and do our own thing and end up fighting Jar Jar. So
Yeah, I was gonna say that, my role plays are basically the same. But for people who don't know, just that these 3 guys, they do a lot of stuff together. I'm kind of a little bit of the odd man out, because when I do my role plays, it's usually just me. I mean, I've done my share role plays with you guys.
Yep, you were over.
We did an episode. We did a fairy tale episode. That one time.
Yeah, so Pat, why don't you go into one of your things that you really like?
One of my All right, one of my favorite roleplay that I've done, which was like my second roleplay, which is my fairy tale Next Generations or New Generations. It's so long I don't remember if it was new or next. But that was my favorite. It was just me and people know Mitch or Crazy Mitch 42. It was me and him together, and we basically just grew it from like the ground up, and just basically like kind of how your SAO series did that. Like it's our story, but we had like elements of the other characters and stuff. Like all the guild people were a little bit older, a little bit more wise, and we were like little tiny wizards trying to go around. And I don't know, it was just like really, really fun because it was the first one where I actually like worked with somebody else on a roleplay. And it was just like being able to exchange ideas and being able to just like fool around and just have fun. It was just a blast doing it. So that's probably my favorite. I do miss that one.
Yeah,
I think
that's actually
like
how I found out about you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the
I
fairy
think-
tale roleplays, because I started my own, so I was looking at other people.
Yeah, I was gonna say you were the fairy
Stealing
tale
the
that's
idea.
Pokemon, dude.
Yeah, I did the
Yeah.
Pokemon X fairy tale.
Yeah, that's how I was like. I saw that. I was like,
That's
interesting.
interesting.
Basically,
God,
I just didn't know how to
work.
use a magic mod. And therefore, I used
Oh.
Pokemon, because I was a Petsumon YouTuber at the time.
Good
that's-
it transitioned you so well, to be fair. So
Yeah, it was
as
a
weird
it
as
was a good
the
transition.
concept is, you made it work. So
And then, you know,
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
exactly. So yeah, that's my favorite. Xylo, what about you, my friend?
me, I
Who's your
wanted to get to Mev next because I don't know my favorite, and I was just gonna be stuck here.
Well, I'd say also SAO for a lot of the reasons we discussed and that I brought up before when I jumped in. But I'd say another one of my favorite is actually a current roleplay that me and Xylo are doing, which is our Pirates roleplay, which
Yar,
is
matey.
probably not one of the more popular roleplays out of anything we've done. We've
So
definitely had
good.
other roleplays that have done much better, but we love that roleplay.
Yeah, like right now at least, that is certainly my favorite as well. I'm sure, like, ask me again in a year and I'll look back and be like, oh no, this one. But right now, that
Yeah,
one's
of course.
amazing.
Yeah, it's probably, I mean, Xylo writes probably 90 to 95% of everything that goes in the episode. He's kind of written probably the best character that I've ever played. My character in that roleplay is out of his mind, and it's so much fun to play. And yeah, we are actually just about going to be wrapping that roleplay up soon. But yeah, I'd
Yeah,
say
that's the one
those
where
are
you
my
gotta record.
favorites. But I mean, Xylo, you said Pirates would also be your favorite?
Right now it is. But yeah, just like one of those things when we went into it. The reason Mev's character is so good, because normally when we do the role plays, we try to get a good little balance of characters. You'll probably notice that usually there's like one guy who's just ridiculous or funny and another guy who's serious, because you need serious characters to move the story forward, such as, you know, in my
course.
Deadpool role play. A character as ridiculous as Deadpool cannot move a story forward, so we have Richie playing the Green Arrow.
hi.
And not necessarily the most exciting character at all times, but an extremely necessary character for the story. So we decided to flip it, because normally I play a funny guy, and this time Mev was able to play the just funny, ridiculous character. It's so great.
It's so ridiculous.
Yep.
And it was
All-
like, the more ridiculous I think I play him, the more ridiculous Xylo writes him.
Yeah, just kind of.
He's definitely, because I don't think he was intended to be as ridiculous as he is when we first started the series. I think he's kind of grown that way a bit.
Yeah, safe to say that's true. Just because, yeah,
Gotcha.
when you see someone play a character a certain way and it's so good, you want to see more of that. So even just like in this final episode that we're recording right now, there's like just a bunch of little, you know, Easter eggs and fan service stuff we're throwing in just from other funny things. Like there's a whole joke about how we tried to pretend that we're coconut mongerers to get out of jail or something, and just didn't make any sense. And my
Yeah.
character's just kind of stuck in a position like, what? How does that? Why are you doing things like this?
Yeah, I guess I do. Well, we're already this far. I guess I just gotta commit along with him.
Yeah,
Perfect.
so that's pretty
All
good.
right.
Oh man.
But
Oh,
I
yeah,
mean,
just-
also, you know, we can't really talk about roleplay Xylo and talk about big roleplay without really bringing up Deadpool, though. Because I think an interesting thing is we brought up before is we like to all do these role plays that are sort of based in these already pre-created worlds, but we usually don't play main characters. We kind of play our own characters in this world. Like Star Wars, none of us are Luke, you know, but you know, we're Jedis, we're Sith.
Yeah,
but
so
Deadpool, you just
I guess
you
we can go into saying Deadpool's
different.
probably my favorite. Yeah, just because I've clearly done enough of it. So
I was gonna say, your subs love the Deadpool stuff. See,
yeah,
they're all
because
over the place. They love
you
the Deadpool.
think about
so much you
Deadpool
played
as
Pixelmon
compared to some
and
of the
did
other
magic
series.
mode packs.
Yeah,
He certainly has. Just because I feel like that one kind of works, just because once again the character's so wild and it's kind of also masked, so you don't have to completely stick to a certain version of the character, so you can kind of like hide behind the facade of that a little bit. But at the same time, it's just fun to play, so why not? And the thing about Deadpool is it was always like very different from like SAO or Pirates, because like Pirates, at the point where it's at right now, I'm scripting like almost every word we say. But when it comes to Deadpool, I find that I perform better when I just say, all right, make sure I say something about this, and just let my mind wander, no filter, just talking all kinds of nonsense when I'm trying to do to that character. And big props to Richie for wrangling the story in those episodes.
There was I'd probably say maybe like 70 to 80% of that series was a lot of improv between me and Xylo.
Yeah.
Just moving things along.
And before every scene, it was like,
came-
all right, Richie, make sure we hit this, and this. I'm going to do my thing. So
It even got to a point where I was voicing Hawkeye, so there was a scene of improv where I was improving two characters in that time. And the same thing with Xylo when he was playing Batman. We would improv those scenes, and he'd do different voices while improving the whole thing.
that's one thing I love about
insane.
that series. Yeah, it's so not serious as compared to a lot of our other things that we can just do whatever we want and just be funny about it. Because I voice like 6 different characters in it, and Deadpool constantly realizes that it's me voicing them. Just
And you
breaking
pull
the
it out.
fourth wall is a really easy way to take seriousness out of a recording. But yeah, I like that one because it's obviously it's mostly comedy the way I do it, but it also has like tons of action in it, and then occasionally we hit you with a serious moment, and when I do hit people with a serious moment, I just love it when the comments cry. That's
Which I think brings up an interesting topic, though. Like,
I was about to
Let's-
say, yeah.
starting to get into like some of our like process, the things we like to do in role plays, the things we like to
Oh, I
include
thought I
role
was about to say, how many of you like to see your audience cry?
Oh, well, it's
we've done that one.
related, but I mean, this is something I
I've
know
personally done
certainly
that.
me and Xylo have talked about a lot, and something me and Richie, we all kind of nerd out about role plays and how to do them and stuff, and that is like your ratios of like comedy, action, seriousness. Like, I guess it depends on the series,
Yeah, like I think it's safe to say, like definitely Richie does more serious and I do more comedy. But of course we both still incorporate a lot of the same elements, just in different levels.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, for example, like when we're all doing Star Wars or something, that's obviously something that lends itself to, a little extra action and things like that.
Yeah.
Deadpool, for example, Sword Art Online. I mean, I'm sure same thing with you, Pat, with I know you do a lot of anime-related stuff, so obviously there's a fair amount of action and things like that.
Definitely.
But I mean, that is something I know. Me and Xylo, when we're making episodes, a lot of times we're just.
Oh yeah, it's like, all right, make sure to get a fight scene here. Make sure to at least have 2 serious conversations to move everything forward, and then at least have Mav saying 1 ridiculous thing.
Yeah, exactly. It's like we have a checklist of things we feel make a solid episode.
Yes.
I mean, do you guys think about those type of things when you're sort of writing your episodes or trying to figure out what you're trying to do with your role plays?
Oh, of course. Yeah, definitely. Like, you have to like make sure. Yeah, like a lot of the stuff too, because like all the role plays usually I do consist of like some sort of fighting in it, because I do a lot of Dragon Block, so obviously Dragon Ball has got to be a lot of fighting in it. So
fighting and waiting ready to fight, I'm imagining.
Yeah,
exactly.
that's my
So,
joke
like-
about doing a. I was always making a joke about doing a Dragon Ball Z roleplay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we'll just do 2 episodes of charging up before they actually fight.
Honestly, like
Just,
Just-
cuts
just
to all the
like
bystanders'
20 minutes
faces.
of
They're
that.
like, and they're like,
Imagine the improv doing something like that, just getting in a call with someone else.
why are anime characters always gasping?
I know. Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, when it came to my role plays, I mean, like, fighting wise, yeah, like Dragon Ball, there's like a fight like almost every episode, but like just charging and I remember doing like one episode, I think I did like 3 minutes of like actually like charging up to like bring out like
Yes.
this sense of something. And then
Yeah.
people are just like, too freaking long. You've done this in like 5
That's-
But
seconds.
yeah,
I'm
you
like,
gotta ask them, like, have you watched Dragon Ball Z before?
Yeah, true to source
3
here.
episodes.
I know. It's like not even like, oh, whatever.
They'll,
but
they'll be. I mean, there's. If you watch the show, how long does the Frieza fight take in Dragon Ball Z? Isn't it? How many
3 hours,
episodes?
50 minutes.
Why
or
does he
something?
fight a
Yeah, I think it's like
Screen
7
time.
episodes.
Yeah, it's
Maybe
like
like
7
14.
episodes.
No, it's
one
like
fight.
an hour 50 of screen time of just them fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and episodes are
ridiculous.
what, like 20-ish minutes, something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Just to give you
I like
an
how
idea of how long the actual show drags out a fight.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
if
That
you
does
yell at
make
me
me
for
think
charging
about
for
a-
3 minutes,
Yeah, that does make me think about another series I was thinking of when we were like trying to think of the favorites. My Jurassic World dinosaur series, where like we actually played dinosaurs in it. We had an interesting
Yeah,
concept with that series. It doesn't exactly fit the mold that we were just talking about, because just to lay it out there, the 2 characters were myself and Panda, and we both played our silly character. So there wasn't
Yeah.
any serious character, and we were using like mods where it was really difficult to get any sort of combat, especially since, you know, we were playing raptors and, you know, that would look terrible in Minecraft. So there's very little fighting as well. It was just us running around doing stupid things. One, it made it really interesting. Yeah, just interesting. So I was about to say,
It was like that one was like really comedy heavy though, for that reason.
yeah, that was
right?
like so much comedy, and like if I look back and examine it, I'm like, you know, it was funny, it was enjoyable. It probably wasn't the best roleplay though, but it was, you know,
People loved it though.
well, yeah, because people like comedy,
Yeah.
especially on my channel. As I was saying, comedy is the main focus of most of my roleplays. I'd say probably it gets to at least 50% when the other things should probably push into that a little bit, but people like it, and I like it, so obviously
Yeah.
I write a lot of the I enjoy writing
Yeah.
the comedy, so it's pretty
I mean,
fun.
we all have like different styles of like role plays on our channel. Like obviously Zala's a very comedy based. I'd say towards like me and Pat, we're very anime styled role plays.
yeah,
No matter what they
Yeah.
are,
Some of you
even
guys
if they're not
get
based on
serious.
anime, they're
Yeah,
like very
I was gonna
anime
say, even-
styled.
And I
Yeah,
just
even,
latch
like,
on to
with-
whatever I think is cool at the time.
Yeah, I think Mev kind of splits between.
Yeah,
Yeah,
But I do
I was
some
gonna say,
anime
even-
stuff, but I do stuff with Xylo, so obviously we're doing comedy.
Stuck in it.
right, just everywhere. I was saying like me and Richie, even though like we're both like we both do anime stuff, we even are completely different on that part
Yeah,
because I
yeah.
know like probably like with yours, they're probably more a little bit happier. I would want to say like maybe not there's serious moments here and
Sometimes.
there, but there's gonna be that comedy and stuff.
Yeah.
When it comes to like my stuff, mine's like a lot of it sometimes gets really really dark, like
Mm-hmm.
extremely dark. Like kids are getting experimented on dark. So
Okay.
We've
It's
definitely done
like-
some dark stuff.
yeah, like so we're all over the place. We all have our different styles and everything. We're just
Yeah.
everywhere.
I
It's
definitely
good,
throw a
so.
lot of dark
It's
stuff
variety.
in my stuff as well, but half the time, once again, you can make a joke out of it. So, oh well.
Yeah.
And then the other
Yeah,
time,
I noticed
that's-
that with you, Xylo. Like when you go dark, you won't stay there that long. You'll just quickly
like,
snap
oh,
back out. You'll
oh.
find a way.
Oh, jeez.
I think
What?
SAO got pretty dark for us. 'Cause
Yeah,
we-
that's probably
We had,
about
like,
as dark
His
as
best
that one
friend
kind
when he knew
of that
he
one
died.
kind of has to be dark. Yeah.
Yeah, like he knew
Is
he'd
that
die in
the
real
one
life, but he had to
dark?
kill his best friend anyway. And then my love interest was then murdered. And then we had like an entire episode that was just like we were at each other's throats. And it was
Yeah,
fun.
yeah.
Well,
Gotcha.
I just love main characters fighting each other. So whenever I do have serious moments, it's always something like that. It's always like a
Yeah.
main character dying and something like that. That's the only thing that's like the main thing that brings serious into my thing. So it's actually kind of like
Yeah.
always kind of sad or dark when I bring it into
Right.
that. So that's why I
Actually,
try to
yeah.
bounce around a lot.
Come to think of it, I mean, one that it was probably one of the first role plays me, Richie, and Xylo ever did together was our Unforgotten role play, and I'd say that one had some moments where it got kind of
yeah.
dark, and
Yeah,
they were definitely those moments where
The
main
ending.
characters were like, yeah, and then the ending, but
The
even the
ending.
ending of season 1, which wasn't in Minecraft, that was in H1Z1
Yeah,
when we were
H1Z1.
doing that, but
Mhm.
but it got kind of crazy. Found out
Yeah.
that Xylo had killed Panda's dad,
It
I
was an
believe.
accident. I didn't know him at the time.
Mhm.
But yeah, just the little things just like create tension between characters, and obviously
Yeah.
major conflict between characters can ensue. And I think my favorite part before the conflict is just that moment when the audience is just waiting for when's it all gonna come together. Like, I know
Right.
this person knows something's up, I know this person knows something up, they both have something against each other and they know it. When is it gonna come up? So you like every little tiny micro conversation that's had, it's like, ooh, I see a little bit of that in there. Oh, when's this gonna come out? Like even
Yeah.
yeah, we're trying to do a
Mhm.
little bit of that even in our Yu-Gi-Oh roleplay right now, which is pretty cool. 'Cause
Right.
It's always fun when friends fight. I mean,
Oh,
just
I
think.
mean, I was evil for a whole season.
Yeah,
And it's
Gonna
fun
have
to
at
do
least
those
some.
type of things, and it's fun to find a clever way to do those things where the audience knows something that the characters don't.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
That's,
I love
that's
that.
always my favorite. I love showing the audience
Yeah.
things.
That's
and
what
just-
makes like those moments that
No,
you're talking about. Xylo,
no,
I
man,
think really,
why?
really
No,
work.
he's doing this
Yeah.
thing. Don't do. Just those types of moments where you can just imagine like screaming at your monitor, just like trying to tell the character something.
No, Mev, he's not on your side. Don't trust him.
I know we did actually quite a lot of that in Star Wars.
Oh yeah.
Oh
That
yeah.
was really good because
Okay.
we had all the separate perspectives and we could
Yeah.
talk behind each other's back all the time. And
Yeah.
I was.
There was a lot of double crossing in that series. I know,
Mhm.
like I played 2 separate characters in that series. In the first 2 seasons, I was a bounty hunter, and I probably double crossed everyone in the series at least
Oh, yeah.
once.
Yeah.
And was also double crossed myself. But yeah, that was sort of there was a lot of scenes where in one episode one thing's happening and the characters don't know, but then it's shown that something else is happening and the audience knows. And you'll see it all in the comments, people telling the
Yeah, that's the best part
This
because
is
that's the
happening,
easiest
whatever.
way to portray it. It's like someone goes over to Richie's channel. Richie, Xylo's planning to take you down. He has
Yeah.
a thing.
Oh, yeah.
He has a plan.
Yeah.
I got you on that. Yeah.
And I know we always love to do stuff like that. That's gonna like encourage people to go check out everybody's perspectives, especially if everybody in the series has a different perspective.
Yeah.
We try to like
Right.
take the whole story and just break it up into bits and put it in different people's episodes. So
Yeah.
you almost kind of have to watch everybody's episodes to get the whole perspective or to get the
Yeah.
whole story and know what's going on.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We try to do that when we can. Otherwise, sometimes episodes are just, the really, really highly produced role plays with lots of external shots, mostly machinima
Yeah.
style. It's
Those
hard
ones
to
are so
kinda-
much work that people just can't do it by themselves and get their own kind of half of the
Yeah,
episode
I've
going.
tried.
So
Mhm.
makes it a little difficult. So like, for example, like me and Mev have been doing a couple things lately. Pirates for one and Overwatch for the other one, and I end up writing it and I'm like trying to think of little bits for that, but it's like at the same time it's like, well, in the writing process I want to see both of the perspectives in this, so it's like and then it was like
Yeah.
it's a weird
Right.
unique process to try to balance the workings of YouTube with the balance of making the best potential piece of art, entertainment, whatever you may call it, at the same time. Because obviously
Right.
take things like that haven't done so well, like I know Richie's recent Assassin's Creed series fizzled a little bit, and Oh yeah, no, you weren't even in it.
Oh,
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
that was
original
Panda.
Assassin's Creed. That's coming soon.
That never
yeah.
out.
Richie was actually supposed to be in it, and then he wound up kind
That's
of dropping out, and
remembering
Panda and
I just didn't
Michael
want to
and
use the
Dark wound up
pirates
doing it.
example again, okay?
Okay, we'll do pirates. Use pirates then.
But yeah, just because it doesn't have that same name recognition as like Fairy Tail or Deadpool or Overwatch, you know, it's YouTube, so not as many people are gonna watch it, which is kind of sad because
Right.
it's just as good, if not
Yeah.
better, than other series. But you gotta find a
It is
balance
kind of
between all
sad.
those things, and
Yeah.
makes the process a little weird.
Yeah.
But we
Yeah,
try to
yeah,
do
you're,
what we
you're
can.
at the same time trying to put out this kind of original content that you're
Right.
proud of, but you're trying to play
Absolutely.
the YouTube game at the same time.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like you
I think
want to be
that's
original,
actually,
but
like-
not too original.
That's actually like where we're kind of going with all the new stuff that we've been bringing out.
Yeah.
Like Rosewood High School and Wild Thorn Academy, which are two that we're doing.
Yeah, I'm noticing
People
you guys
are
have been doing like
loving
some crazy
those
stuff.
series.
Yeah.
Like,
Mm.
I don't think we've
That's
had
really
like
good.
as much consistent support on a series since like SAO.
Nice.
Because the
Yeah, there you
retention
go.
rate is like between 30 to 40%. Everyone's just like killing it on comments and liking, and just it's been really good support, and we're enjoying making them because it's just three guys. It's all no scripting, it's all
Yeah.
improv content, so it's just
Right.
three guys
Always makes it
acting
easier.
as like just characters that we want to play in these different scenarios we throw ourselves in, and we can kind of get that sort of trend that people are hitting, you know, the school that's relatable. That's a really big thing right now, and we get that, but you don't
Yeah.
focus on the school aspect of that series. You focus on everything else that's going on. That's
Yeah.
just the basis of your character, and they're in
And
Right.
that's really what roleplay kind of is in its core.
Yeah.
Like we use it as a
Yeah.
title, because like that's
Mhm.
what the community has kind of developed it as. But to be honest, like when it comes to like the scripted, fully cinematic series we do, those aren't necessarily roleplay. Those are just us acting.
I was gonna say it's like
almost
more
more
machinima
role
style.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
But when you do just
Yeah.
like put yourself in a character's position, and then you know go through the motions, try to improv your way through it. That's what roleplay is really about. And when you can make something like that work, it's really nice. I know I did that
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
like the second season of my Jurassic World thing where we were humans again. And
Yeah.
Mhm.
and
Yeah,
that kind of-
I would say that yeah, like a lot of my series when I do this, because like like we were saying like a few minutes ago, that our recording styles or roleplay styles are completely different.
Mhm.
Like you guys do a lot of the script stuff. They have a lot of like the series have like a script thing, like we're gonna do this. There might be like a little section where we actually have lines and there's an improv. I'm just like relating it to like the Overwatch roleplay that I did with you
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah,
because
I was
there's
gonna
a lot
mention
of
that
stuff with
'cause-
that.
Yeah, because we
Yeah.
kind of
As-
invited
as
you to
Pat
that,
has said-
threw you into it, and then you were kind of
Yeah.
just like out of place
I-
for a little bit.
I was severely like a little bit out of place because my style of roleplay is, and a lot of people I'll get like a little bit more criticism than you guys because you guys have like strict schedule, but mine are like 90 to 95%. You just hit the record button and you just get from point A to point B. It's
Mhm.
a lot of just like role playing, and a lot of things too is you guys, especially like with like big series, like I'm just gonna relate to Overwatch again. You had a lot of body actors, a lot of people doing it.
Yeah,
there
a lot
were
of
like
voice
10
actors.
people in the server, and there's a lot of voice
Oh,
acting.
one time, Ben.
when it came to me.
yeah,
well-
one time we had 10 people, but it needed that scene needed the 10
Yeah,
people.
we needed people charging off a wall
But, like-
into a group of Omnic robots, okay?
That just sends me
Exactly.
Star Wars Season 2, Episode 1.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, that was the first time we
exactly
tried to
like
get
that.
a massive
The
amount
first
of body
time we
actors.
did body acting, and we
Mhm.
got like 20 something people to do
That
a
was a
giant
mistake.
space battle scene. Never again.
Yeah.
It came out.
But I
okay.
imagine that
I
must have
know.
been weird for you, Pat, because I also know how many videos a day do you put out on your channel?
During the time that we did Overwatch,
Pat,
I
how
was
many
3 a
videos?
day.
3
I
a
was
day.
I was doing 3 a day then. I'm doing
Mhm.
2 a day now, but I
And
used to
you
do
have
3 a
and you
day.
have told me many times that they're actually very simple, quick edits for the ones you do and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
A lot of
But
them are very quick
even
edits,
with
but yeah.
that, trying to squeeze like a really long, complicated edit, I'm sure, into your schedule was probably not the most convenient thing in the
Yeah.
world. Because
I mean, there were a lot of long
with
nights.
those, along with those taking a very long time to record, it takes a really long time to put that all together in the end and editing.
Exactly.
Voice lines and all the shots.
A lot of it too is like, I remember like we used to do like all the editing and everything like that. And then like a few days later, it would be like all the voice acting would come in, all of the external shots that you got for me. Those would come in. And then I would have to basically almost like retell the story in my head. Because it's been like a few days, so I don't remember exactly everything on it. So like,
I absolutely when I had to edit those, I had the script open.
Yes, that's how I did it.
So I remember.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
even going back to what you said, like you have a different style and you do it sort of.
Yeah.
Even you get criticism for that because it might not take as long, but they still take a long time to do even your style.
They still take
like
hours.
If I go back to like my Pokemon X Fairy Tale thing, you use a lot of custom NPCs and stuff, and doing all the setup for that, it's not simple.
That's hours on top.
It does take
it's not
quite a bit of time to even set that up and do all of that kind of stuff.
If you want like just like dialogue on a page, that's like a lot of work.
You still have to write it all in.
You have to write it all in, then you have to code the NPCs to do it in a certain order. And like if you want like certain like if you want it to be kind of like maybe like the role play but it's like kind of like RPG aspect where like you can think about two different directions.
Yeah.
You have to put those in, and that's two different lines of dialogue that you have to write in and everything. And a lot of times too with me is that because you guys got your voice actors and stuff, I might get criticism myself, and people always ask me why I don't ask other people, but I do a lot of the voices myself. We do the when we do role plays, when I do the role plays, like I'm just gonna bring up like my most recent one, which is Dragon Block Exorcist. All the voices except for the girl character are all voiced by me.
Pull that off, huh?
A lot of the voices, like a lot of the voices are kind of they kind of like mix at times where like I will do like kind of like an older character, like my dad will just be like a lower character down here or something like that, and then my voice would kind of like mix with it. But I kind of like doing it that way, mostly just because it's fun just to like have my voice range all over the place.
I feel like that could be fun too.
Yeah. I like doing that just because it's fun for certain. Like as I was saying, I even do that in Deadpool just because it's funny. I can be Batman and stuff like that, and then Slade Wilson, and back to Deadpool. Just jumping.
You've even done a couple pirates voices. You play yourself. You play Pennybottom.
Oh, yes! Oh.
Yeah. It's all See,
it's
like
I
that
like
way
doing
is
funny
really,
voices.
Yeah, like that's one way I love doing it that way. Also, I know like okay, just like a question. Like when you guys post your role plays, do you have like a specific day and a specific time where they come out? Or is it just like when you guys get everything?
We try.
Goes?
We try the best we can, but it never works out, and it winds up usually being
just
what comes out when it's done.
Yeah, there's a lot of elements, as we were saying.
I know, there's
like
a lot of stuff.
Getting the clips from someone, getting the lines from people, then just doing the sometimes, 12-hour edit process.
Yeah, exactly. You never know, too. I mean, and like you said, we have a lot of voice actors and stuff. You might get everything done and be waiting on one voice actor for lines just to finish the episode.
Exactly. So yeah, like that's like my thing, which is like an opposite. Like when I post the roleplay, I have like this specific day, specific time. Like I like for Dragon Block Exorcist, it was like Mondays at 3, Fridays at 3. No exceptions. It's like that's when it was. And like in my head, it's like if I don't do that and like I miss it by like I don't know, like I upload it as like the second video for that day. In my head, I feel like I'm like kind of like failing as like a YouTuber type role player or whatever, because I'm like, I promise these people that I have to be on a schedule. If I don't do it, I'm disappointing like thousands of people. I need to make sure everything's gone. So like, I don't know, it's just like, maybe it's unhealthy, but like, that's like my mentality is that it has to be out. It has to be there. So like, I love doing the role plays and stuff like with you guys, your guys' like styles and how everything. Like having tons of people, because you can make it so cool. Like you can make the role play so cool with tons of different like people's aspects on it and everything. But like, yeah, like if there's like that one voice actor that you're waiting on and they don't get back to you until like after the due date, it's like in my head, I'm just like, oh, I don't like it. I don't like it.
That's honestly the reason I've switched to what I'm doing right now is because like we've got a fairy tale roleplay going on right now. but the latest episode hasn't been able to go for 2 weeks because we don't have a voice actor for a certain character. He hasn't gave us lines for 2 weeks. So I'm getting somebody else to play that character now. So that's not come out for that reason. And so I prefer this new style that we're doing because you're not really relying on too much. So you can kind of guarantee it coming out pretty much on schedule.
I think we were kind of experiencing that with the Fairy Tale Origins thing too, which is essentially a modded Let's Play. It's a modded survival Let's Play
role-play aspects.
With like role-play aspects. I think the most comparable thing would be
I love the way
I think something comparable would be like Maya Knight or something like that. For people who are familiar with that.
I was hoping it'd be a bit more closer to Maya Knight than what it did become, but
yeah, we were hoping to like
on.
Stream a lot more. I can honestly say with that one, like I have a half an episode recorded, and I've just been too busy and too at the same time unmotivated to even finish the episode. But something I think we kind of discovered with that series is they were a lot easier to record than our, much more high produced role plays and stuff. And people loved them like twice as much as the ones that we worked 8 times harder on.
Yeah, because that's the thing that comes back to the YouTube aspect. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I think me and Xylo we talked about this. We had similar epiphanies where at first we were like annoyed, where it's just like, oh man, this thing that I put all the work into and I put all this effort into, not as many people watch. But then after a while, it's just like, wait, why am I annoyed at that?
It sounds like Yu-Gi-Oh.
It's like this. It's this thing that's easier to do, so it's like less stressful on me, and people are enjoying it twice as more. Isn't this like a blessing?
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, and they're just enjoying it for like the person they're watching more so than all the like voice acting and really good aspects. Now, don't get me wrong. I completely think that our role plays that we have all that work into are much better pieces of art and entertainment.
Oh yeah.
They are
me too.
Amazing.
Yeah, of course.
However, when it comes down to YouTube, just want to watch someone that you like and have a good time. So all this other stuff can be just as good depending on what you're in the mood for. So
Roger that. Yeah, like couldn't say it better.
All right, so let's twist things around a little bit here and have one more topic that I wanted to hit. So we've had a lot of ideas for role plays. We've done a lot of role plays. Some of them haven't exactly worked out for certain reasons. And any particular role play that you guys want to bring up that you like tried to do but then realized it wasn't working and just kind of like stopped, or any like idea that you really wanted to do? And
where do I start? I have a long list.
All right,
I was gonna say I'll save mine for like one of the last things.
I mean, I guess I could start with the obvious Assassin's Creed, but that didn't happen for more
that was for
different reasons.
Logistics
that
reasons.
Was for reasons.
Yeah, more
like,
logistical reasons.
Yeah,
you were in college
and Panda,
university,
who I was recording with, is 8 hours ahead of me, so it was just really difficult. And it was going to be a full cinematic things, fully scripted. So
exactly.
Getting that time in to do that while doing everything else was just not possible.
Yeah, I have a serious concept that I think you might even be able to chime in with something you mentioned earlier, Richie, is a Pixelmon roleplay, the only Pixelmon roleplay that I tried to do. I called it Nuzlocke No Ear. So I took Pixelmon, I took a Nuzlocke theme to add some like drama and tension to it, like, ooh, things could go wrong here. And I like pitched it all dark and everything, got all serious, tried to make it like a dark, gritty Pixelmon thing. And I was like, yeah, this will be cool. So that's something new. It's incorporating 2 separate things I like. And, I ended up doing 3 episodes of it. And, some people watched it, some people didn't. But at the end of the day, I like looked at the episodes and I was like, you know what? One, I don't have my patented humor being thrown into every 10 seconds. So that's one problem. But 2, it's really taking something like Pokemon and sapping all the things that are enjoyable out of it, because the whole concept is being all friendly and happy and just freely battling. And
so you just had this epiphany, like, wow,
it took away the
happiness.
It took away the just battling for battling. It took away all the good things about Pokemon and just left this gritty world that doesn't necessarily have a ton of appeal to it. And so that ended up stopping just for that reason, because decent idea and concept. When you think it through, not a decent idea. So that was one thing.
Yeah, I had a
well, one that me and Richie have talked about a lot of time, and it's always come up in conversation. At least we at least we both like. I don't know. Maybe there would be a way to pull it off in this sort of more simple style that that we're kind of talking about lately, where you just improv a little bit more, a little less cinematic. But yeah, Attack on Titan. That was a big one that has always come up. It's probably one of my favorite animes, and it's something one of the things I love about that show is the crazy cinematography to it, like when they're fighting. And they're using their omnidirectional gear, and they're flying across rooftops, and the camera's following them all close. It's so epic, and you couldn't even do anything close in Minecraft to do that aspect of the show justice. And I feel like if I was to do a role play of it, I would want to do something big and cinematic and crazy, just because of the epic nature of the show and stuff. And I could never do it justice. So that's a big one for me.
If you're gonna do anything with that, I think the only thing you could do is military police roleplay inside the wall.
Yeah,
you could more about being inside the wall,
or make it more character based and stuff, and less about the actual
direction you could go in.
Be done.
Like the families, but
like would you want to?
But then you wouldn't get then you wouldn't get all the best aspects of the material
you don't get all the best stuff.
Exactly.
So
and then another failed attempt at a role play is actually something that is really big in Pat's world, and that is a Dragon Ball Z role play. I remember talking to you about it, Pat, around when I was thinking of doing it.
Yeah.
And me and Tiger were gonna do something together, but then we quickly realized once again we wanted it to be a big, crazy cinematic thing. And for those type of role plays, there's certain mods that are kind of like a must, like custom NPCs, for example, and many other mods. But Dragon Block C, I'm sure Pat can attest to this, does not like to behave with other mods. It doesn't get along with the other mods on the playground. And we learned quickly that a lot of the things that we planned or wanted to do in our series were just not physically possible. Where we're like, oh man, we can't put the cool Saiyan hair on a custom NPC. Well, that ruins a bunch of ideas. So
exactly.
So that was another failed one of me. We started to write we had a whole first episode almost completely scripted and stuff. We actually went pretty far with that one, but then
that's such a shame. You could do so much with that, but all right.
Mentioning Tiger was a good chat there, because actually me and him were going to do something. We were going to do, back when the first season of this anime came out, we were talking about doing a My Hero Academia roleplay before the one I'm currently working on.
Yeah.
Before that, we had a different idea, and we were going to kind of be so the anime is based in a superhero school where you do powers. We were going to base it as we went to a school for superheroes that are troubled and bad kids. So almost they want to stop them from going down that villainous thing, so they put them in this school for bad.
A lot of naughty side characters there.
It's a hero reform school almost.
Yeah, that's the sort of thing we were gonna go down, and this was just before he quit the first time, before he came back. This was that time he quit. So obviously he didn't really have the time to do that, but that was something we really were gonna try and work on, because we both loved the anime. And then in the end, I'm going ahead with a new one. I'm not going to talk much about that because I'm still working on it.
I die in that series.
Probably.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen any of the process of how he's making this. I can just safely say I probably die in that series.
I'll say episode 1 script is 14 pages, and it's fully cinematic.
So
it's short? So it's a short episode?
Open up the Pirates. Tell me how much this episode is. 20 pages?
Yeah, 17 scenes, I believe, this episode.
I think it's maybe 14 scenes, maybe 12.
To be fair, we did I did get really ambitious with this final episode, so.
Yeah. Right. It's just when you kind of get in that writing process and you roll and you just don't want to stop when you're on a roll.
Yeah. I got you.
Just knock it out.
All right. There's this one role play that I did. It's only one episode. There's a good reason why it's only one episode. It was completely different than any kind of role play that I've done in the past, because it was a role play about a zombie apocalypse type stuff. Because that was kind of the big thing going around. There was Walking Dead stuff everywhere. So I was thinking I guess I'll do it, but kind of in a school setting where it's just these two kids. like a brother and a younger brother, were going around and trying to survive. But like the little brother had like a kind of like a mental condition where he didn't, like when he saw the zombies, like his brain didn't process that there were like zombies. He thought in his head everything was fine.
Nice, I like it.
So the older brother had to like take care of him. Now, I thought it went really well. I thought it was doing really good. But the reason why I didn't continue to episode 2
Little brother got
is
eaten.
because... Oh, yeah, exactly. No. But it was because of an editing error. I put in one scene that was like I was going to cut it out. I didn't check it fully. And at the end of the scene, it looked perfectly fine. But at the end of the scene, I messed up a line. And I just dropped the biggest F-bomb in the world. And that went into the video.
Okay.
That video is still live to this day. You can check out. It's called Exaggerated Diaries, episode 1. I think it's like 10 minutes in. And I just said, and I said F you to the little brother. I'm like, what the?
A little brother with a condition where he can get killed by a zombie by
I
any
said,
moment. What a jerk!
Oh,
Wow.
It's okay to play a mean character, but my god.
no. So I messed up completely, and I didn't
Wanna read
mean
the
it
comments
because
to
it was
that.
just like I messed up the line or something like that, and I just said "F you" to him, and Zaramaro and Inmo will not let that go to this day, and it's a
Let's
year
go
and a
read comments
half
after
ago.
this.
I did that a year and a half ago.
How did the viewers react?
Everybody was like, "This is good," and then they were like commenting timestamp, like, "What?
Yep.
Why did you just swear? Why did you do this?" And they say that.
Wow,
dislike
that was
bar
out
go
of
up, and I'm
nowhere.
like,
Whoa.
Yeah, I was like, "Wow, what the hell? He seemed like a nice guy. Why is he swearing at his brother? He did nothing." And then it became a meme, basically. On my
you
channel.
seem like a
And I
nice
was-
guy, but if only they knew the truth.
Yeah.
I wish I could say my Pet Smart series didn't continue because it became a meme, but that's not the reason. It became a meme
yeah,
way longer after.
Oh
More than a
yeah.
month
I mean,
ago.
that was like my fairy tale one. My fairy tale one for a meme for like 6 months was like, because freaking Ginger Shadow over here decided to do a hashtag wins fairy tale, and everybody posted that on my. I still get those to this
Get us
day.
started.
It's
Where's-
been like 2
It's the
years,
worst.
Yo, Mev, where's
and
Star
I
Wars?
still get them.
Where is
Like,
Star Wars? It's
Yeah, we had a weird Star
in a
Wars.
galaxy far, far away, Richie.
Mhm.
Richie
Yeah.
and Xylo US, sorry. But Richie, you should know also it's in a galaxy far, far away.
Yeah, that is the thing about our Star Wars series. And the best part about that is with it, of course, it's, great series. People love it, so people want to see more of it. But we gave people dates on when it's coming back consistently. And people are just still asking where it is. It's like,
It
it's
was
coming
every
in this
video, every live stream, chat.
No one's ever gonna. There's always someone. There's always
I
someone.
know this wasn't me, but Panda on our finale of Rosewood, at the end he put like a date for when the next season's starting, and then people
Oh.
still commented saying, is there gonna be a season 2? When's season 2?
Nobody makes it to the end of an episode, Richie.
Like right
Right.
there.
Yeah, but I mean,
I
it
don't-
just shows people are passionate about the series.
Yeah.
So,
I love it.
mhm.
And then you go insane.
Yeah, we can go for a while here, though. So we might
Yeah.
have
Yeah,
to
this has been a long cast.
wind down this
Long.
podcast. Yeah, as we predicted, we kind of just talk about these role play aspects. Just
Mhm.
I had a feeling
For no reason,
This one was going to be
so-
a long one.
this one was very easy
Yeah.
to just keep going, and I'm sure we could keep going. But if you guys do want to
we
see
could
that,
go.
well, okay, let's
Have a
keep
part
it.
2.
No, we actually do have role play recordings we gotta get to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got stuff
Yeah, I
to
was
do.
going to say, you guys got work to do. So you
you
gotta go
don't?
off.
Hacking Pat.
Don't worry.
Yeah, so of course, if you guys want to see another one of these, maybe in a month or two or something, make sure to let us know in the comments. If you have any particular questions, make sure to drop them down there as well, and we'll do our best to answer. And get ready for next
Also-
week's Squadcast as well.
And also, if you are fans of our main channels and enjoy our role plays, let us know down in the comments which one is your favorite. We always like seeing, what people like.
Yeah.
It's always good to know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I guess with that being said, unless somebody else has anything else to say. Oh yeah, there's Richie's racing. Yeah, keep that pinky up. Unless you're using it to hit that like button. And
yeah, that's why you have two pinkies. You have two pinkies. One on like button, one in the air, boy.
And be sure to follow us on Twitch, where we stream 4 times a week. And be sure to come back tomorrow for another daily video. And next week for another podcast. Bye.
Boom.
Yeah. Boom. Yeah.